Still on the third part, specific data to look for when analyzing major economies, and we are looking at the fundamental analysis, what to take into consideration when trading the currency markets. If you go on the binaryoptions.net.au, our website, you will find a lot of technical analysis, trading recordings with strategies to look for, with relevant recordings, with relevant videos on day-to-day trading strategies and day-to-day trading tips. However, one cannot trade anything, not only binary options, but currencies or equities or you name it, without taking into consideration what is happening on the fundamental side. In order to trade something, to take into consideration only technical analysis and not and to ignore fundamental analysis is a critical mistake, and this is something just something that one should not do. Fundamental analysis has some important advantages in the sense that you have an economic calendar that is being released. There are economic data pre-scheduled to be released on the market. Everybody is aware of the release, and normally there is no excuse for missing such fundamental analysis. Now we are at the Eurozone now, and we are going to take a look at 11 indicators out of Eurozone when compared with 27 out of the United States. Well, this makes sense because we've looked at 27 out of the United States, given the fact that the United States is the biggest economy in the world, so it is no surprise there. However, 11 indicators for Europe, and from the Eurozone, out of those 11 indicators, something like 3 or 4 are coming from Germany, and one of them is right in front of your eyes, and it's being called the German industrial production. You will see that the next one is going to be industrial production for the whole Eurozone, and you may ask, what's the point to look for the industrial production for the whole Eurozone while you are looking at the German industrial production? Well, the thing is that, like anything that comes from Germany, this is an important indicator for European economy, and markets, currency reacts at differences between the actual versus forecast regarding to this indicator. The industrial production shows the change in total adjusted inflation value of output produced by manufacturers, mines, and utilities, and it is released by Destatis. Destatis being another institute for statistics in Europe. So again, in order to understand completely what the German industrial production means, it shows the change in total inflation adjusted value of output produced by manufacturers, mines, and utilities, and it is released by Destatis. So again, Germany being the biggest economy in the Eurozone, it is highly important what is happening in that area. Now the release date of German industrial production is on a monthly basis, about 16 days after the month end, and it is 9 GMT during the London time. This German industrial production, it's a leading indicator of economic health. Why? Because production reacts quickly to ups and downs in the business cycle, and is correlated with consumer conditions such as employment level and earnings. For example, you have to imagine what does it mean if you have a slowdown in the production capacity, for example, for the industrial production. Well, this is a quick reaction to the downs in the business cycle, and it may signal recession to come. So this is why traders consider such indicators important, and this is why they are looking at German industrial production and not on I don't know, French, not French, but Spanish or Italian or Portuguese industrial production, because Germany is the biggest economy in Europe, and what is happening there really matters. The release date for German industrial production is on a monthly basis. About 30 days after the month ends, the release time is 10 GMT during the London trading session. Second tier data and low levels of volatility expected. If actual is higher than the forecast, it should be positive for currency, and if actual is lower than the forecast, it should be viewed as negative for currency. Looking at the past 6 months worth of data that we are analyzing under our project here, you are seeing that on the horizontal you have the 6-month data from February till July 2013, and we have a rising trend. Even if for March, for example, we had 0 as a value, but we have a rising trend nevertheless for February, then March, April, May, June, up to 1.75% increase on a monthly basis for the German industrial production, with July coming down 1% in minus, in the negative territory. Now, if you are correlating this data, German industrial production, with the German factory orders that we've seen earlier, then you remember that on the German factory orders indicator for the last 2 months, for June and July, we had negative values, and there you go, you have the confirmation for July being coming in the negative territory. So if you are trading binary options and you are looking for your options to expire in the money, and you're looking for such an economic release, let's say you are looking at the German factory orders, you are seeing the negative trend for June and July, and you are looking for something like this to happen also when the industrial production is going to be released, then you just wait for the release date of the industrial production, which is monthly, about 30 days after the month ends, 10 GMT during the London trading session, and you are just trading what you are interpreting from this fundamental analysis. So if you are looking for the short side, you are buying puts, and if you are looking for the long side, you are buying calls. Remember, actual higher than the forecast should be interpreted as positive for currency, and actual lower than the forecast, it should be interpreted negative for currency. Our next indicator to look for under this European fundamental analysis data to look for when analyzing major economies is represented by the industrial production, the European industrial production, but this should come on the next recording. What to keep in mind based on the German industrial production is coming on a monthly basis. About 30 days after the month ends, the release time is 10 GMT during the London trading session, and this one is a second tier data. However, if the actual differs most from the forecast or from the previous, like it was the case here in our analysis, so from 1.75 previous to -1, then you should expect important level of volatilities. Moving on with industrial production for the whole Eurozone, so stay tuned for the next recording, please.